No, Georgie! No, he cannot want to leave. Well, I tried talking to him, and basically, he wants to go. I tried the atmosphere thing, because a lot of times that does work, but on this occasion, not. He wants to leave, and I tried it like 3 million. He said no. I tried 2.5 million. He said no. I tried 2.2 million. He said yes. So I've got a basic promise to sell him if a bid of 2.2 is received, and he is worth 1.6. Ugh, that sucks. Not Georgie. Oh dear, guys. Well, greetings everyone. We are into a final. So we are playing no copping today in the Swedish Cup final. Our first chance for a bit of silverware in the series. And hopefully it's going to go really well. Now, I thought I'd show you a few players before we kick off into the main stuff. And you already will have seen in the intro bit that little Georgie may be going. We'll have to see what happens. He's got a promise that lasts him basically over the quickly have double check over the summer window, 77 days. Yeah, 2.2 mil. It's going to be tough to keep hold of him because he's worth close to that, about 1.5, 1.6. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, guys. But that would be a massive shame if we do lose him. And yeah, so let's have a quick look then at Erlingmark, and he's a really solid player and doing all right for us, to be honest, in the league. He's made 10 appearances, 1 sub, 1 goal, 1 assist, but that's not his main job really. He's there for the sort of defensive side. 94% tackles won, 93% passes. Yeah, I think he's been a really solid player for us. He's developing nicely, 3-star with 4-star potential. And all round, I think he's a good player, to be honest. He has been recently covering at centre-back, so we've had a few little issues there, but we'll cover that in just a moment. Now, some other little things to tell you about in terms of the club. I've been asking for a few various bits over the recent times, and we've got another affiliate club. So we have 2 affiliate clubs, and I think I've just asked for a 3rd one. Yeah, literally just asked for that, so that should be completed in June time. But basically, currently now, for our affiliates, we have Puskas Akademia in Hungary, and we have the Icelandic Keflavik. So we'll see who we get for our 3rd one. But basically, it means we're expanding our knowledge, and that really helps out with the scouting because you get a good amount of knowledge level from that player straight away, which basically means sometimes you can even look at them and see if they're good or not. And also, it takes less time to scout them, which is a major factor when you're obviously scouting so many players like we are. Now then, we've also increased the amount of scouts and improving the youth recruitment to a well-established level, I think it is now. So that's really good. And hopefully, when we get to our, I think it's September, our youth intake, but when we get there, hopefully that'll make a big difference for us. I don't think there's much really there. There's not really much to tell us just yet. Okay then, guys, right. Let's have a look at the recent run. It's been a little bit up and down, shall we say. Now, we last met for the double 2-1 victories, AIK and Trelleborg's FF. Obviously, a really decent victory against a good side like AIK. We then followed up with another 2-1 victory, this time against BK Hacken. A decent all-round performance. Goals from, and I'll show you the little page here. Goals from Froling and a penalty for Yallo. They did pull back late on, but we were fine enough to hold on. As you can see, decent amount of chances. Didn't have the possession in this game, but we had the chances, and yeah, we deserved that one. We then had a very tough game against Djurgården's IF. Obviously, a really good side. They won the league last year. This one, we had the possession. We had a good amount of chances. They didn't really have much at all, just 4, obviously, chances. They're all on target, but just 4 chances. You can see decent effort all around. Georgie with the goal there for us. I think it was about here where we then had the issue with Georgie, and this is where then it started to go a little bit awry for us. So we had a defeat against Kalmar FF, obviously a decent side, but you know, it was one of those games where we was in it. We had 16 chances, 8 on target, we was in the game, but what was happening, you can see by the ratings, is they were getting into a good opportunity, but then scuffing the shot or blazing it wide, or there's no conviction, or the final pass was a little bit off. It was just, everyone were kind of doing the right things, but just not quite at the level that they've been expected and kind of used to. And it was a shame, but one of those things. We're going to obviously get defeats. We can't win every single game all the time. And, we've not had many so far, just Malmo and Kalmar at the minute, which is, really good anyway. We then had a 1-1 draw against Norrköping in the cup, not the cup, rather, in the league. And, again, it was one of those games where we edged it, and I think we definitely could have won this game, but it just wasn't to be. Again, a little bit of I can't say the word. Yeah, wasn't great in front of goal, should we say. That's kind of the word I'm trying to get out. But we did have a few little bits here in terms of we've had some issues in the centre-back area. If we show you this one, you can see that basically early Mark had to cover at centre-back there. And in this game against Kalmar, we had De Greyster and early Mark as well. I think in one of the games, was it the one before? I can't remember. But basically, yeah, we've had a few issues in defence. So it's not been a completely settled side, that's for sure. Now, not really much else, I don't think, to sort of show you at the minute in terms of the competition. Just so you can see how things are looking at in the league. Played 12 games. We are currently sitting top by just by a point on Djurgården's IF. And then 2 points to AIK and 4 points down to Norrköping, and then 8 points down to BK Häcken. Malmo definitely off the pace, still struggling, but I'm sure they'll probably surge into this top 5, top 4. But we're looking pretty good so far. And the thing is, this season, I'm just really kind of hoping for like a top 3 finish, get some European football, and kind of press on. But so far, so good. We'll just have to see how things go. Now, the major issue is the fact if we lose Georgie, because if you direct your eyes to the bottom of the screen here, it's pretty much dominated by Georgie. So, top goal scorer in the league, Georgie for us. And that's obviously just for us. Highest average rating, Georgie. Most assists, Georgie. In the cup, top goal scorer, Georgie. Most best average rating, Georgie. The only one he doesn't have is the cup assists. So yeah, it's an issue if we lose him, that's for certain. He's a really good player. I'll quickly show you him here, just so you can see. He's a really good player for us, 1.6 million. I really don't want to lose him. We'll just have to see. We've got him on contract for 2 years. The thing is, obviously, that 2.2 mil. If someone comes in, it's going to be really hard. But if we can just survive this summer window without him going, and we can maybe offer him a new deal, and yeah, we might be fine. But we'll have to see what happens, guys. But anyway, we've got a Swedish Cup final to look forward to. Let's get to the fixtures, and let's have a look then. So, we are going to be lining up with Frolling, Sanna, Georgie, Bjorkengren, Erlimark, Yusuf, Wernerson, Vilkström, Gerard de Greysa, Yallo, and Anistis in goal. So we're looking pretty strong. Obviously decent sort of usual bench. The only guy you probably won't recognise is this guy. He's called Patrick Carlson Legemier. He's injured at the start of the game with us. I think he was out for about 4 or 5 months, so he's just come back now. Not played tons, but I've had him on as a sub in a couple of games. And we'll see how he does. He's another player that looks decent in this role. He has picked up another little knock, though, so he won't be fully fit, but he's basically sort of a little bit lacking, so he'll do for the bench, even though we probably won't obviously call on him for anything. But yeah, that's us. So let's get into it, and let's see if we can pick up the first silverware of the season, guys. I really hope we can. I really, really hope we can. And then what we'll do afterwards is we'll probably have a little bit of a look around in terms of plans for the transfers, and I'll maybe just show you how I'm doing my sort of new system for the scouting of the regens and things, just because I know a few of you might be interested in that kind of stuff. But yes, let's go out there and try and win the cup for the fans. Nobody gave an absolute shit, so let's give them a little bit of a faith as well. There we go, bit of faith juice, and let's go, boys. Come on. So a couple of games without a win. Let's hopefully bounce back with a win in the big game here in the cup, and let's try and bring some silverware home in our first season, which would be pretty damn cool if we can. But we need to try and do the good stuff right today. What on earth was that? I mean, I've got to say that again. What on earth was that? That was ridiculous. He sort of passed it back. He scissor kicked the post. I think the ball hit the post. And then the guy had a shot, and oh my god, that was just... It doesn't fill you with confidence, shall I say. It didn't fill me with confidence. I'm going to go straight with the demand more, because Yeah. But yeah, let's hopefully no one saw that in the rest of the team, and so they're not going to get like disheartened by the fact the goalkeeper just scissor kicked the post. Right, come on, boys, let's get a pressing here. I've been tweaking and trying different roles for Froling up front. I don't know, it's still really hard to seem to get him fully involved in the game as Georgie's coming through. Georgie, come on. Little Georgie, 12th goal of the season. He is the man. He's absolutely the man. We cannot afford to lose this guy, really. And if we do, I mean, I wish I could have agreed a bigger fee. I always know that they never give you usually much more than their value. But I was really hoping we could at least get like 3 mil, because then for 3 mil, we should be able to pick up a few little gems here and there, especially in the early part of this save. 2.2, I feel a little bit like we're getting shortchanged, but we'll have to see. Maybe we can do some sort of deal where we structure it as Georgie goes close, hits the crossbar. If it looks like we're going to lose him, like offers are coming rolling in, I'll probably offer him out, but I'll do it in a way so that we get like 50% sell-on fee or something like that, so we can try and make a bit of extra cash from his deal. But when the ball comes in there, Yusuf will reclaim it, puts it back to Yallo. Verneson, just need to be careful with it. We've got a few players up here. Goes back. At least the keeper on the scissor kick this one, so that's always an improvement on the last time. Georgie, good ball into Sana. Goes to Yusuf, back to Georgie. Options wide if he needs it. He doesn't need it. It's rolling in the box. Oh, he's tripped. Augustinson absolutely trips him there. It will be a penalty kick. I think it's going to be Sana to take this one. Yeah, it's Sana. Let's see what he can do. I think he scored one recently. So what can he do? Yes, come on, boys. 38 minutes on the clock. 2-0. Georgie and a penalty from Sana. I think we're back to our normal self, I think, now. Normal service looks like it's been resumed here. 2 goals to the good. Looking pretty decent so far. No major issues they've caused us. They've only had 1 attempt in total. So, yeah, we're definitely the team on top here. Georgie looks like he's pulling the strings, as kind of usual in that midfield. That's the first half. Decent performance, but we need to keep it going. So I'm going to give him the don't drop your performance level talk. And let's see if we can go back out there and get our hands on the goddamn trophy. So, highlight for them. That was a bit of a weird one. They kind of did a little hop there. That was odd. I'm seeing some weird highlights in the match engine recently. I don't know if you are too, but there's some weird and wonderful things happening. I mean, scissor kicking goals, hopping like a bunny, all sorts of things happening as Yallo down this wing, puts it in. Oh, what a good goal from Froling. That's more like it, guys. I'm desperate to see more balls getting whipped in for our centre forward, Froling, to get on the end of. It's his 9th goal of the season, Nils Froling, but yeah, I've had to have a few chats with him recently because he's just not been involved in a few of the games, but it's definitely great to see him there. That's just what I want. I mean, Yallo just seems to be a bit reluctant to put the ball in. I just want him to whip the ball in. Yeah, sometimes he might only have Froling in the box, but just like that, if he's there, he might score. If we don't put the ball in, we can't score, and it's nice to see him do that at least once in a while. But I'm going to give him a praise because we're playing really, really well here. A couple of 6.8s from a couple of players, but all in all, playing really well. I think we'll make a couple of changes. Sana, he can come off Abraham, and I think we'll also 3-0 up. I think we'll rest. It's probably got to be careful with this one. There's still plenty of time on the clock, but we'll rest Verneson because he didn't get a lot of time to be rested, so we'll give him a little bit of a cheeky rest here. We are 3-0 up, so we should be okay. I mean, that's kind of infamous words, isn't it? But we should hopefully be all right as they do come down here. Ball's put in. De Grayson with a clearance. Falls beautifully to Georgie on the counter. They've got a lot of men back, but that is a fantastic ball for Froling. Oh, decent effort. Not sure if that was offside or not. I think it was. But really decent effort for him there. Looking good. We're definitely looking really good here. Most of the players playing sort of over 7. Just realised that randomly while I'm talking, my phone lit up on like the Google thing. It does that from all the time now. I don't know why. Georgie. Oh, very close from Georgie. I don't know if your phone does it, but randomly my phone will just be like, start doing like the like wake up and start typing what I'm saying. It's really weird. Your phones listen to you far too much. Technology in general listens to you far too much. You know, all that stuff about Alexa listening to your conversations is a bit creepy. But they are coming forward here. Good defending by Yallo. Pumps it up. It will come back, I'm assuming. But only the last few minutes of the game here to play. Can we catch them out? Maybe grab a fourth? Bjorkengren. Abraham. Nice turn. He's got options. Goes to Georgie. Can he square it? Oh, I think he tried. I do think he tried. So he wasn't being selfish there. It looked like he was trying to get it across, but defender was well placed. Corner kick will come in. De Grace on the end of it. Keeper with the save. Goes for a quick early kick to absolutely no one. That was very weird. And then hacked down by Franson. Gives us a free kick. And that should be game, set, match, guys. Come on, there's the ticker tape. We're in it. We've got the trophy. I like my little man just stood there. Yeah, loving life. Whoop, 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 whoop. Just in case you didn't know how to dance. But yeah, 3-0, really good victory there, guys. Back to our best after a little bit of a dip in form. But maybe all the eyes were on the cup. Maybe that was it. Who knows? But what should we go for? A bit harsh to say played really well, don't get complacent. We're just going to say congrats. You know, there's no point being a little bit backhanded sort of compliment sort of thing. But yeah, 3-0, really good with that. And yeah, so that gets us a cup. What's the board like? So we've got the Swedish Cup, medals. So that's fine. They got the medals. Proud day for the fans. Board is happy, which is fine, I suppose. I'm not sure. I think we only need to get to semi-final, so it'd be nice to be a little bit more than happy, but, you know, fair enough. Georgie, yeah, we'll praise him. Superb in front of goal. I really don't want to lose him. Really don't lose him. We qualify for the Europa League, guys. Awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. Like I said in previous episodes, I kind of held off looking if we'd qualify or not. Once I knew we were getting to the final, it was a case of, right, let's just see what happens. Because I don't want to put any extra pressure on myself to kind of like, right, we need to get this. But we've got the Europa League, so that's awesome. That means at the very least, we're in Europe now, so it doesn't kind of matter what happens with the league, although we still want to try and finish that top 3. But yeah, really happy with that. Get a little bit of money coming in. Boom. Right then, guys. So, I've recorded previously a little session where we look at how I do a bit of scouting and stuff like that, as kind of previously discussed just a moment ago in the video you was watching. Now, this is me from the future of like about a few days. Now, basically, after recording this video, I then I did a couple of basically continued on, so as we got into the transfer window, and went about doing some signings and stuff. And I then I did actually try and sell a player or a couple of players that we've kind of not really needed for a little while. Toko mostly, but I did look at potentially selling the goalkeeper as well because his value's got a reasonable figure because he's been doing all right. But there was a couple of options out there I was interested. I think I was going to show you one, which is Freddie Woodman, available on a free transfer. I didn't actually manage to get him, but I was looking at someone else. Now, none of those players attracted interest, and just out of interest, I was getting to like the back end of the summer sort of window, or like the back end of July, and things like that, and getting into August. So I decided to have a little look at how, or was it, yeah, July. I decided to have a little look at basically what other clubs were doing transfers, and noticed a problem. And it's a problem that's going to affect this series. So therefore, we need a little talk, because next episode's going to be interesting. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, basically what I found was when I looked through all the Premier League teams, for a whole like month of the window being open, I mean, and even, yeah, I'd say like a whole month of the window being open and a little bit more, there'd be maybe a couple of deals from some clubs. Maybe let's say 5, and say, well, actually, no, it's probably more like 8, but about 6 of those were just like massive transfers between like the big clubs, and a couple of medium-ish sort of ones, but that was about it. And I think that, for example, like Man United made one free transfer of some random 18-year-old kid, and that's sort of it. Championship, there was a couple of deals, if that. With all the 24 clubs in there, there was about 2 or 3 deals max. I looked around, and like all the top Danish sides not made any transfers. All the top like Croatian side maybe like 1 transfer. There basically was just no clubs buying. Now the database, how I've gone for it, was kind of following some, you know, basically how Second Year Arcade is setting up his, because like I say, I've mentioned it before, we had similar sort of play styles, And that seemed to alleviate the issue we had previously with FC Andorra, where it all kind of culminated and getting very stressed. And that was basically a lack of regens. There was just no one I could sign. Now, on this one, the values are still ridiculous at times, but there seems to be a bigger pool that hopefully we can get from. The issue now, though, that I've come across in doing that system where you purely have Sweden loaded, you only really get transfer offers from Sweden. Unless it's a massive player that goes to a massive club, there's not really any deals that happen. So us trying to sell a player that's like a decent sort of player for a mid-nation, your Denmark, Croatia, Poland, us, that sort of area, certain ones in that kind of category, there's just no bids, nothing at all. You literally get bids from the major teams, occasionally some sort of medium teams in the big nations, and then Sweden. And that is it. There's no middle grounds. All them hundreds and hundreds of clubs in the middle just don't do anything. So basically we can't sell players is the issue we have. And what that basically means is we can't sell players, we then can't bring in others to replace them, and obviously we don't then have extra money in the budgets to go and spend, and we don't have the wage budget. We also then have a bigger squad so people get unhappy and so on and so forth. It also means we can't loan players out, so the development's a little bit meh. There's a big sort of issue. Now, the benefits are that, for example, going after players is really easy because generally, when we went for Alex Garcia, no one else interested, which it means a really good, solid player. I'm pretty sure some other clubs would have been knocking around him, and various others that we've gone for, we've pretty much not faced any interest. And I think something similar did happen with Sekou Lankard. I've watched a bit of his content when I was sort of coming back, and I did remember him saying about there's a lack of interest, no bidding wars, things like that. Now, I think with him, obviously, he was in England with his Notts County series. So because you've got so many kind of big clubs, medium clubs, little clubs in sort of England, you probably won't notice it as much because players can move around that sort of league system and all the various leagues there, and there's enough of them that you could probably get by. With us, we're such a sort of smaller nation that the other clubs in our league, they haven't all got those kind of money to go and sort of splash out and buy loads of players. There's a couple that will, and they'll knock around, but the majority of offers really are going to come from other nations, but they can't offer us money. Yeah, so basically what decision I've come to is that we are going to restart. Now, I hadn't actually put up, by the time I've sort of got to this conclusion and gone, right, it's just not working, I actually done some tests where I've kind of basically gone back to how I did it before, and that was, I basically have all the kind of reasonably good, all the major nations, all the reasonably good nations actual playable on the game. I've also then tested it with loading up like all Europe and Africa, I think, all the players, so similar as we do now. And I think it gives us a pool of about 270,000 players, but more importantly, there's hundreds of now clubs playable, or therefore, contributing. It makes the save slower. Like, the save was really quick on this one. I was flying through things, but it definitely makes it slower. But the thing is, that's kind of how I had it before. That's not a major issue. It is kind of, but not the end of the world. The benefit is, I've had a look, and you can get offers for players. It makes it far more challenging because, like I said, I've had a little play around in terms of could we get the same sort of players in. It's super challenging to get players because there's more clubs around, but that kind of makes the save a bit more fun, I think. On this one, you can kind of get players a little bit easier in terms of if they'll, if you can afford them. There's pretty much usually no one else bidding, so you're going to get them. But also, you can't sell anyone. But on that one, it's harder to get players, but easier to sort of sell players. It will also mean that there's going to be more teams trying to poach our players, so a little bit of that issue. But that's kind of how things have gone, guys. And basically, I wanted to let you know, and like I said a minute ago, I kind of came to this decision before the last couple episodes. The one before last and this one went live. But the thing is, I wanted to put them up just because I know there'll be someone in the comments that would have been like, oh, you're only restarting because you did so bad or something, or you've messed it up, or blah. No, it's because I want to actually make the game harder, but better. And sorry if I hit the mic there. So yeah, I kind of want to make the game harder but better at the same time, if you get me. So hopefully you understand, guys. I know it's probably a bit frustrating, but we're going to start again, basically. So it's going to be a new database. The thing is, we get through it pretty quickly. It's only been a few episodes, so you're not really like we're not like 6 years into it or anything. So I'd rather do it now. But also it means at least I know going forwards, I'm just going to go back to do it exactly how I did it. I've tried, obviously, this what we did with Andorra, where we didn't really have much loaded. That didn't work. We tried it with this one, where it does work, but I've just spotted a few little issues that we can improve on. And the thing is, I'm just going to go to the slow kind of game performance mode, but it's better overall. So hopefully you understand, guys, and you can kind of see that basically we won the cup. So it is going to be really gutting, because the thing is, we've got like Georgie doing amazingly. We've won the cup. We're in Europe. And just to let you know, guys, the Europa League draw is like the third qualifying round draw was Chelsea. So don't worry that you think, oh, we're missing out on Europe. Yeah, we won't get in through anyway, so don't worry about that. Yeah, we've got Chelsea. Like, you look through a list, there's so many like rubbish teams, and then it's like, we get Chelsea. Man. So yeah, but yeah, we're doing obviously really well, but the thing is, I want to show you that and kind of get to the point where I've made this decision, rather than just cut it off early, which I could have done like another episode ago, but I'm sure there would have been someone in the comments going, oh, you're only doing it because you got knocked out of the cup and you wanted to do it again, or something daft like that. I'm not bothered about that. I really don't care. But I'm more gutted by the fact that we're actually doing really well. The tactics doing well. George is flying. We've made a few decent signings. There's no guarantee we'll be able to do any of those signings on the sort of new version. So it might all change, guys. But anyway, sorry about the kind of long bit there. But I basically want to fully explain that in the next episode, which you are seeing this on the Friday, so Monday, the episode will start basically afresh again. And we will be at kind of day dot, get to the club. But what I'll probably do in that episode is, we've already kind of seen the club before, so I'm not going to go into super detail about that. I'm basically going to say, right, here we are, and then I'll probably cut to the first game of the season maybe, or maybe do a Swedish Cup game. I really don't know. We'll sort of do something on that first one, but yeah, just sort of explain to you guys. Hopefully you understand, and I'll see you next week for Deja Vu, basically. See you later, guys.